Yes, will do.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to round number 16 of GP2 here in Speed Force Racing. And I'm James or Caswell. Normally does GP3, but from now on I'll be doing GP2. And with me, as always, is Robin or Chain Game Wow. Hello.
Yeah, hello. It's nice to have you for the first time this season.
Thanks.
So, I hope you enjoy GP2 tonight around the Singapore Street Circuit.
Yeah, it should be a good race tonight with the 13 drivers. So it should be good tonight. I don't think I've done much of GP2, so what any drivers I need to look out for?
Last in the last race in Monza, we had a top three with the SAF1 guys, with Maggot on top and Quinten in second and Nadim in third. So they are you need to look out for those three, and especially with the championship candidates. There are pretty much seven championship drivers. These are SAF1 Quinten, SFR Senna Martins, SAF1 Nadim, ex-Gale, but he isn't here today, Ebony, Juliet, and Mike is also today here. So we have 5 of the 7 championship runners. And with the team is quite close between Renault and McLaren. There are only 11 points between them, with McLaren in the last race decreasing the gap from 29 to 11 points. So it's all very close coming into the final races almost in the GP2 Championship.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It it seems like it's going to be a very exciting championship then come the end of the season. So it may even go down to the end of the season. It looks like now as I'm just looking. So it's Quintin, then it's Senna, Nadim, and X Gamer as you said. So
Yes.
should be lots. It should be good there. As I think first out was Cobalt, so let's see what he can do on his lap. But yeah, it should be good around this street circuit.
Yes, and Cobalt was probably that's the first time of the qualifying session has won his first race in GP2 in Belgium, starting outside the top 10. So he is something to also look out for. But I think on the last race he didn't have a good race. I think he DNF from that race.
Yeah. Well, the circuit is 3.1 miles or 5 kilometers around here, so just over 5 kilometers. So it's a nice circuit as he sets uh, 36, I think, but it was invalidated. Well, he set a lap time there, but it was invalidated. So let's see who's next. Let's Yeah, and back to last round very quickly if I can find out. Last round, if I can find it. Nabeni and X Gamer didn't race, and so didn't Mike, as it says there.
I remember that Mike was racing, but not very clear memory, I have to
And
say.
yeah, and then Topics didn't finish, so
Yeah, that's true.
that's
He
the
had a very short race last week. AFC Elite sets the fastest time with 1:35.6.
he does. As we now just got the tyres on for everyone, so everyone can see now what tyres there are. the 13 head around this circuit. Could be a lot spread out, but hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's not spread out, as sometimes it can be around here.
Yeah, it's a long track, and if you know that in some corners you can make a difference, the gaps can be very big. As Storm goes to second on the mediums.
Indeed he does there, as you were rightly saying, he goes on the mediums. Very nice lap indeed that is on the mediums, a 36.2, so will be good. Let's see actually what, if he's not near the end of his lap yet, so we'll keep an eye on him though. I think it's Cassidy, to see if he can actually do well on his medium tyres as well there. But anyone actually coming to the line?
Nadine in 9th.
Nadim?
But he's pitting.
No, as you're rightly saying, he's pitting, so
I think we should stay with Cassidy in now. The both Racing Points cars are the whole season pretty close to each other in qualifying, so I'm interested to see how the Racing Points will be close to each other in this on this track.
yeah, let's see if they will be close, because it has been close, as I've seen a few of the races this season, and they have been very close. As Heavy comes in, what's it going to be? It's going to be a 36.275 compared to Storm's 36.296, so there's still time for them to get good laps in. But that's great laps from them.
Yes, and as I said, they are always so close to each other, so you now have 21 thousandths between both cars.
Very good performance there. Then out on circuit now is Mackett. He comes back out, so I don't know why he came into the pits, but he did. So maybe
He's about to start a lap.
let's have a look. Who's just starting a lap?
Mackett.
Let's have a look. Is he? Yep. We'll stay on board with him for this lap then, and let's see how he actually does around the circuit. We do have Mackett on a lap. We do have Cobalt, Senna, and Rob, I'm going to say, tonight, coming to start their laps as well. So, be interesting to see what Mackett can do. And he did win last round, so let's see what he can do around this circuit. I was talking to Nadim on Monday night, because I'm in a different league and he's in it, and he did say that this is an okay circuit for him. It's not his best circuit though, so we'll see how he does around here.
Yeah, he said that also to me in the interviews last week, that it isn't his favorite track, and there was someone else from the SAF1 group who also doesn't really like the track. But it's a bit of a track, you love it or you hate it, and it's quite long, so you really need to keep the focus here. And it's the longest race of the season, don't forget about that. Last week we had the shortest race, and now we have the longest.
Yeah. It is a very long race, this one, but anyway, as Mackett now exits the corner now, which is just after the bridge. Down to the last corner now he comes. Let's see what time this is going to be. It looks quick this, so it could be a quick time. And it's a 35.1. Puts himself in P number 2 at the moment, behind Chris still. Is that not a bad time on the set of softs?
It's not a bad time indeed.
Carwin Rob, if that's how you say it, comes across the bridge now. So sorry, the corner I was saying earlier was the tunnel, so if I get mistaken, I do apologise around here. So the one underneath the grandstands, so yeah. I get the circuit mixed up so many times, so. It's a 32 lap, isn't it, this one? So.
A 31, but still very long.
Oh yeah, 31 or 32, something like that. So yeah. Oh yeah, 31, yeah. Sorry, I'm wrong.
Cobalt has invalidated on the final sector. Rob goes to third on the mediums, 35.6. Then we have Senna at the final corners of the track. See what he can do. Goes up to third with 35.6. It's just faster than Rob on the mediums. It looks like that Rob has some good pace in his hands.
It does indeed. Like he's got good pace. Let's see what happens here then. As TNR Frederick comes underneath the grandstand now, he does. And heading into the kind of a chicane style corner now. I will now I'll get a map and I'll put up the names of the corners so we can have a look. As oh no, he's come straight into the pits. He's not going to do his lap then.
See quite a lot of laps that gets when the drivers come entering the pit and not finishing their laps.
We've seen I think 3 drivers do that so far, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Anyone else actually on circuit to actually set a lap right now, or are they just on in laps? I don't know if anyone is actually on a lap right now.
Both McLaren drivers are out for a second run on the mediums.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, as you said that, Nibeni is on a lap, and he's now heading around. He's now underneath the tunnel he comes, so he's going to now head around the circuit. Let's see what he does then, as he heads now down into the last couple of corners. Into the last corner now he comes in. What's it going to be this time? He's going to finish this lap then. Let's see what it is on the medium tyres. And Nibeni, 35.2. Wow. He set some good pace down the mediums.
And only 2/10 of pole position. As Quinton invalidates on the final right-hander and joins the pits.
Here there is a I think it's Serge, is it? On a lap. 3 tenths down on his quickest. We do have comments coming through. Pro Oliver says good luck, and Daniel says evening. Hello Robin and hello James. So there we go. So hello. There you go. But yeah, it's all good at the moment. So the drivers who haven't set a lap yet, by the way, just to tell everybody who is just tuning in, if you are, we've had 4 minutes to go. It is Fredericks, Nadim and Cobalt who need to set a lap yet. The quickest time at the moment is by Chris, who is still in the pits as well, which is a 35.0, so 35.029, and I think Chris is now exiting the pit lane, or somebody is anyway, right now. Yeah.
And we also have to mention that Seard hasn't set a competitive lap time at the moment. He's doing a run on the soft to get used to the track and the conditions. That will later go on to a final run. And both race points are opting for the softs after setting a medium time, so I expect them to go up higher onto the grid.
Thank you very much. Somebody just sent it. So yeah. So Daniel's just sent some information, and he said tyre life on hard fuel with leeway for low fuel or tyre care. Softs, he says, will do 3 to 6 laps. He thinks they'll do 3 to 6 laps. Mediums 11 to 14, and hards 18 to 22.
Yeah, the hards are staying forever, and if you can pull off a good qualifying on the mediums, I think you could have a good chance of having a good result there. The softs are more that you can start at the front. They're not really a race tyre. So I think if you start on the mediums with a good grip position, I think you will be have a huge step set for victory today. Let's see what Mackett can do. He is on a lap and he's improving. Let's see if he can beat the time of Chris, who was gone out on the mediums. Here comes Mackett, and he goes to the top with a 34.9. And his teammate Cobalt goes up to 4th.
He does indeed, as we just... 1 second. Yeah, so strategy should be... So you can do 2 strategies, soft to hards or mediums to hards today. But,
Yeah,
so, yeah.
and the track position will be so key around there. Overtaking is very limited around here. You could only do it exiting turn 5, coming up to turn 7. Or you have to find somewhere else a place where you could try it. Nadim goes to the top on the mediums, 34.7.
He does, that's a cracking time from him. Let's see what Chris can do then, as he's on the set of mediums as well. But he's got a bit of traffic in front of him here, which will not help. And I think it is the 2 Red Bulls, and he's hit one of the Red Bulls into the wall. I don't know which Red Bull it was. It was Mackett. He hit Mackett into the wall. That could be a little check there. I don't know if he actually hit him into the wall deliberately, or he was trying to avoid the other Red Bull and then accidentally tapped him into the wall as he tried to overtake him. But, yeah. Indeed, it is a great lap. A 34.7 is a great lap on the mediums. It is there. We do, of course, have Cobalt on a lap, but he's slowed down. Senna's invalidated his lap, so he won't finish. Quintin is on a lap, so we'll continue with Quintin. I think he's the first one to finish the lap. I think he will be here.
Well, he invalidates.
And he, oh wow! Just as I speak, he invalidates. Curse of me, I would say that.
Yes, and we only have Frederick on the lap, and he hasn't invalidated yet, so I think he will be pretty much last one to set lap time. Hasn't set one yet, but let's see what he can do.
Yep, let's see what he can do. Indeed, we do have a few comments coming through saying about this race tonight, so we'll look at them in a minute. But yeah, very nice indeed. As Frederick's now out of the last corner, he comes in. Frederick goes 4th on the mediums, a 1:35.155. Is that mediums he was on, or was he on the softs? Mediums.
He's on mediums.
So very nice indeed. So we've got a weird strategy for the top 10 tonight. It's everyone in the top 10 except Nadim, Chris and Fredericks all going for the softs, and then 3 going for the mediums. So it'll be interesting to see actually what happens in this one. And then if if 11th, 12th and 13th go for the same tyres, it'll be mediums for 2 of them, and for Storm it'll be softs. But it's up to them what they go for.
Yeah, and we mostly see on those street circuits that the role is someone who chooses the hard tire, which could be a good one for beginning of the race. You can go quite long, and if there comes a safety car over the halfway point, it's just a gift for you. And with the different strategies we have now, we could be in for a very interesting race.
Indeed, it will be a very interesting race. And there you go, then you can see the times on screen. It's Nadim from Mackett, then it's Chris, then it's Fredericks, and then it's Ibeni are your top 5 at the moment. By the way, just to tell you, your top 10 separate, your top 8 was not. Let me have a look. No, top 10 were separated by 0.863 of a second, so less than a second.
That's pretty close for quite a long track. But Gp2 is always close.
It is indeed. here indeed then, as everyone's saying what a lap. Storm just saying nice blocking in the chat, so somebody must have blocked him on his flying lap, so that's not good. As it looks like it's just going to be cloudy conditions then. It looks, well, dark conditions anyway, so we don't know what the weather's, probably cloudy at the end of the day, so as it sometimes is on the game. As we wait then for the race to start with 13 drivers tonight, as we always say. Yeah, should be fun. We'll get the formation lap going, and then yeah, we'll go through the tyres, because it's only 3 cars you need to look for tyres, because you know the top 10, it's just 11th, 12th and 13th what they've gone for, if you were not looking earlier. So just to give you them again very quickly, it is all mediums, so it's Quintin, Storm and Serge on the mediums. Everyone else is on their tyres they set qualifying on. So what do you think then will be the top 3? Is it hard to call, or?
Well, the thing is with Gp2, it can be very unpredictable. As I've seen a lot of races where there's a safety car with 6 laps left, and it could be anyone's guess. But looking at the results from or the form from last week, I would say the SAF1 guys will be on the podium. I think Maggot will be. I'm sure about that. I think we'll see McLaren of Ebony or maybe Quinton. And to the third place, I will give it. To Chris.
Okay. Very nice. So yeah, from what I've seen so far, the few races I've seen, probably maybe similar. Maybe Mackett. Maybe I'll go Frederick, and we'll go Senna for a podium today. That's a bold statement, I know, but starting in 8th, I know, but still.
Anything is possible.
It is. You could have one safety car which crashes out 2 people, and then you never know. So. That's
true, and Senna is always someone to look out for us. He always goes for a gap that is there. If it happens in a crash or not, he always tries it.
Indeed.
So that's also a fun thing to watch.
So just come up on the screen was predicted tyres. So what the game predicts, provided by AWS of course, is soft to mediums would be lap 6 to 8, and then mediums again would be 19 to 24, or you go 5 to 8. You go 5 to 8 for mediums, and then 16 to 23 you put on some harder tyres and go to the end. So it's soft, medium, or soft, medium, hard. I think the answer was there. So if you're starting on the mediums, it'd probably just be mediums to hards, I think, at the end of the day. But yeah,
I think the drivers will try to stretch the soft to go to the hard.
Yeah.
But we'll see that in a few laps time.
We will. So here we go then, as the red lights are on, and off we go then. So we are green now, and all 13 get away nicely. They do there. Not many overtakes at the moment, but there are in the mid pack. It looks like.
Come on the round.
Yes, indeed. He hit the wall a tiny bit there, and he is around. But at the front of the field, Chris and Frederick are side by side, and Frederick doesn't get past Chris there. So Frederick keeps the position there as they head up the straight now. So the other predicted stops is mediums to hards, or medium softs, mediums are the other one as well.
Oh, free wide! Oh my god! Oh, luckily that didn't happen in the crash. Oh, Senna has a mega first lap. He's up to 4th. Oh, he squeezes the McLaren almost into the wall. But the bad start for Chris. Started 3rd and down to 6th, as I see front wings flying around the streets. And I think for both Ferraris.
Indeed, isn't it, Benny? We're looking at now, it's right behind Senna here. So from what I've seen so far, we'll quickly show you it. Up 4 positions for Senna, up 2 for Quintin, Storm and Surge, down 7 for Cobalt, down 3 for Rob, and then it's 3 for Chris as well, he's down. So, a great start from Senna.
Yeah, he's the big winner of the first lap. Let's see how his pace will be. The moment he is losing time to Frederick on there's a tight difference between the two.
As still Mackett in second here, Nadim in first. Then we're just waiting for the tables to just rejig and get everyone back to normal. But Serge and Cassidy in the pit lane.
It's quite busy, the pit lane.
I think there's a lot of front wing changes really, I think.
Yes, I saw a lot of front wing bits flying. So it goes on to the hard, so he'll be going long, maybe trying to go to the end.
Let's see, Rob goes on to the mediums, and so does Storm goes on to the mediums, so... Oh no, he doesn't, onto the hard goes Storm, sorry. So... Just in front there goes Storm of Rob.
Yes, indeed.
As we are waiting for the game... Oh, Senna... Nope, Senna's still in his same position, I think.
Senna lost position to Ebony.
Oh yeah. We still have to wait for the game. And the game now is just going to rejig. There we go. So it's back to normal now. So it's Fredericks, then it's Ibeni, and then it's Ibeni, and then it's Senna. So that good start Senna has already lost the position.
Yes, and now you come to show your pace, and the last races Senna isn't really showing the pace he had in the beginning of the season, and you can see it now. He's really struggling around the circuit.
You can indeed, as you can see the gap as
Chris bits.
He does indeed. So Senna was, by the way, as we go individual battle times, individual gap times. I mean, he was only like a second behind, like 2 corners ago. Now he's 2 seconds behind. So definitely some pace difference there, but still. We are still racing here for the Generation Races. They're side by side in the background. And Quintin gets past James.
So Quintin already up 5 places in 3 laps. Also, Chris has pitted for new front wing and medium tires.
Where's Chris then? Where did he come out?
In 8th place.
P8.
In front of Cassidy.
Yep. So him and Cassidy now can have a little battle to see if they can do anything. But the lead is gone, pretty much, as Nadim has gone away now. 2.4 seconds now over Mackett, so it looks like he's gone. But there's still a long way to go yet, so here there is a Storm and Rob together on circuit, and Storm has just been overtaken by Rob, of course, so there you go.
Senna is pitting, so he wants to go off the softs as quickly as he can, and as he's pitting at the beginning of lap 4.
He is indeed. So softs 4 to 6, I think they said that they could do. So as he goes on to the medium tyres, an interesting call there.
So it looks like it's going to be a 2-stopper for if you start on the softs. So the softs are not really helping you in the race, but only for grip position in qualifying. And Ebony has some good pace in his hands. Ebony is already at the back of Frederick.
There was Senna now back, as we just said, Senna back out in 4th, but and Nibeni and Frederick now together as they head around. So hello to everyone who is watching. Yep, Defo 2 stop. And Daniel says it's nearly 27 seconds pit stop around here apparently. So
Yeah, it's a long pit with especially a difficult pit entry, and the pit exit isn't also very easy with a wall close to you. But even he has the arrest now on Frederick. Will he make a move? He goes for it. Up to 3rd place he goes. Frederick doesn't want to give up. Side by side to go. And Frederick gets still side by side. Nobody wants to give up, but it's Frederick who stays in front. I mean, even he stuck his nose in at another right-hander. But Frederick stays in front. But it won't take too long for Ebony to pass Frederick, I think.
no, I don't think it will. So he will get that down the start line straight, and he'll be ready to pounce down the start line straight, which would be nice to see. As they exit the second to last corner now they do, heading into last corner now they go. Mackett, there he is in front. So the gap's closing to Mackett actually, as you probably don't know. It was 2.7, it's now 2.6. No, back up to 2.7 it goes. And nope, Nibeni could not get through.
Yes, and before Frederick and Ebony were battling on the last lap, the gap was under 2 seconds, so they're really going quick to the Red Bull, and we would also not forget that Quinton is closing in behind them. And he is on fresher mediums. Oh, even he goes for the outside! That's a bold move. And he does it around the outside. He does it, so a great move from Ebony.
Wow, down, as you're rightly saying, around the outside, then down the inside for the next corner, and he got through, very nice.
I haven't seen those moves around here, so a round of applause for Ebony. And Quinton already right on the back of Frederick.
Indeed. We now have Quintin on the back of Fredericks as well now. Or Frederick, sorry, as well now. So let's see if Quintin can make his way through and get the other McLaren up past him. Frederick gets a penalty though for cutting the corner, I think. So that's not good at all.
Yeah.
It's not as... Sorry, Kyle.
Mackett goes into the pits. He did 6 laps on the softs as we said, 4 to 6 laps. He goes for the mediums, so not a hard tire for him.
Side by side they are here as they head underneath the grandstand. Brakes, Senna decides not to go through. There he doesn't, so Senna does not make his way through. But that was nearly a touch of the wheels there. That was from Senna.
Oh, Senna is really hunting him down.
I thought Senna was going to crash into him at the first second there as they head down the start line straight. Now they do.
Here he comes to the inside. Banging wheels! Oh! I think Chris won't be happy with that move.
I think it's allowed just. I think that one will be.
Yeah, it's hard racing, but yeah, it's aggressive from Senna as we know, but turn one is quite a tricky place to overtake. Chris gets a time penalty.
Up Raffles Boulevard, then they head as now they brake and heading down the next straight to the next straight, which they're on now. We'll just say corners here. They're heading into corner 8. They were anyway. I don't know where they are. I think they're 9 now. They're heading into, so They are down through the bridge, through the Anderson Bridge. There you go, and then into the next tight braking zone, and then up the next straight into corner 14, 15, then 16 and 17. They will head, but the battle's still on between Quintin and Frederick here.
Frederick just has DRS on Ibrahim, but that won't be too long, I think.
It won't. The gap is still the same though. It's still around 9.9 seconds to the leader Nadim, who is away with this race at the moment. I think he'll be happy at the same time to be away with this race, but he'll be a bit disappointed because he has nobody to battle. So it depends. But here he goes, then does Quintin. Let's see if he gets through. No.
Oh, he's backed out of that one.
I would have probably gone for that move, but that's just me being not very good racer as I am. So.
Yeah, and you have to think about the long term, and Quintin, championship leader, has also to think to his championship to don't do too many stupid moves. Also, remember that the top 4 is only separated by 2 points, and one of the championship contenders is Nadim, the race leader, and his teammate. So he needs to be smart with his moves, as we have a virtual safety car.
As
Where
we
is
do
that
have a
for?
virtual safety car. I'm just going to have a look at front wings, because sometimes it's because of them. But I'm not entirely sure what we've got. So
Oh, Senna hasn't got the front wing. Chris gets a drive through.
Could that be the reason then? Could that be the reason?
Yes, I think Senna lost his whole front wing. I wonder what happened there. But we're back to green.
We are indeed. Senna goes a
Nadim.
bit wide into that corner though. Oh! Senna touches the side there of Chris.
Why is he racing without the front wing?
I don't know, but let's see here. Fredericks has just lost the position to Quintin there. As Senna.
Whoa! Chris turns in on Senna. What is this, man? And off camera, Quintin has gone up to 3rd position, but this is way in between Chris and Senna. They're racing into the pits.
He is indeed. Let's see if Senna comes in. Yep, Senna and Chris are in. Senna onto another set of mediums, and Chris onto a set of hards. Nope, Senna's retired from session.
I think he's pretty angry on Chris right now.
Onto hards goes Chris. Senna's car exits the pit lanes. Will we get to see something here, or will we just see?
Actually, the Renault team didn't give Senna a new front wing.
That's probably why he retired then. Probably. That's the only reason I can see.
That's pretty weird.
But as all that was happening, James has closed up to Cassidy now, so.
Oh yes, they got up 2 positions because of the Chris and Senna incident. They've been led past by the 2. And James is on fresher mediums than Cassidy is, only 3 laps. Let's see what can happen between those 2.
Indeed, that is right. Cassidy is looking, Nadim is looking like he's going to win this race. But he still has to pit yet, he still has to do 1 pit stop, so it could all come down to that pit stop, you never know, so. As here comes James then, on a couple of lap, on 3 lap newer mediums.
Oh, Cassidy makes a mistake, goes too deep into turn 3. Who is getting DRS? Who side by side they go? And nobody has DRS, so they were exactly close. Oh, Cassidy goes to the inside of turn 5. Turn 6 will be the right, and James goes to the inside, squeezes him, out and up to 6, James goes.
Yep, up to 6 goes James. He now has to get a 20-second gap to Mackett, so I don't think he's going to make that, but it's going to be hard to see, as we're down to 12 drivers, by the way, if everyone doesn't know, as Nadeem crosses the line now and laps Chris. But he still hasn't picked yet, so...
And Ebony is slightly closing in on Nadeem, so Ebony has some really good pace today. I would also have to say about the McLarens, they are very dangerous for the big points today. And if it ends like this, they'll take over the Constructors' League over Renault. And Renault will score a second non-finish in a row today.
Indeed they will, which is not good.
We have now have a battle for 9th between Colbert and Rob. There is a tire difference between them. And I think Colbert will try to go to the end, same for all the hard runners. And Rob have to pit like all the others on the mediums.
Agreed, but here he goes then. Is Rob going to close? He closed it really close now, Rob has. Is he going to make a move in these tight cornery section? I don't think he is, but we'll wait and see.
He needs to be patient to make the move. He is faster on the faster tire.
Indeed, he is.
Even he pits. Who's the first one out? First one, no, he goes to the hard, so he's going to the end. Mackett was the first of the top 3 who pitted, but has to stop for a second run on the mediums. And even he goes in clear air in 4th, and Frederick has followed him with a new front wing, so that's maybe why he was losing the pace. Frederick goes behind James and will be close between him and Cassidy. Will he be in front? Yes.
And there's still that battle between Rob and Cobalt at the moment, so that's what we can still see on circuit. But yeah, as you're about to say, and Cassidy now closing in on Frederick, so will be interesting to see. At the moment, it is Nadeem from Quintin from Mackett, same top 3 I think as last week, just in a different order.
Yes. Rob is just a bit too far away to Cobalt for making a move, so also a credit to Cobalt for defending. They both have the exact amount of ERS, so there's not an advantage in that case, as we have a race leader pitting.
Let's have a look then and see what happens here then. Race leader now in the pits, as you can see. What's he going to go on to? Probably... Oh, and stayed seconds in as well, so Quintin comes in at the same time. This will be interesting, because here he comes. Look, Mackett out the last corner. He comes now to the line and gets the lead.
And then Mackett needs to build up a gap, and as he will go on for another set of mediums, so he can be someone to look out for the rest of the race. As even he re-overtakes his teammate coming out of the pits. And even he has closed the gap to a second. It was 9, it's now 8 seconds. Let's see if even he can close in. Senna is leaving the session.
Here they do then, as Nadeem is now in second. It's now Ibeni in third now, but the battle still goes on between Rob and Cobalt. Let's see what happens here then. Is Rob going to make his move into the braking zone into corner 5? Nope, he's not.
I think that he has to pressure Cobalt into a mistake to make a move.
Agreed. But let's just have a look then and see what happens here then on this one.
We have also Frederick and a second of James.
Dude. But let's just check. Robert tries on the outside of Cobalt there, but nope, nothing happens there. He looked. He didn't actually do the move, he just looked to see if he could do it. As off the next straight there he goes, and nope, nothing happening there. He literally is on his tail here, 0.233 behind, so he could literally push him around right now.
Yeah, it's really. I think he must be frustrated now for staying behind Cobalt for an amount of laps, knowing that he is faster, but yeah, it's just that Red Bull in front that he can't pass it at the moment. But Frederick now at the back of James, will he make a move on this lap? He's close enough. James really wants to defend that position. Almost turned in on Frederick, but Frederick got the position.
He did, up to P5 he goes, and let's see now what Rob can do as we go on board with Rob now we do. Down inside he goes now, is he going to make the move stick? Yes he is, through he goes past Cobalt. He's been behind him for 3 or 4 laps there, and now finally he's passed.
And now he can close the gap to his teammate, I think will make it easier for him, but I also think that he will pit shortly. And I've also noticed that Frederick is on the new medium, so he will also need to pit again. Does Nadine get a 3-second time penalty?
Yep, Storm now gets a 3-second time penalty. So there you go. Yeah, he does break away, but it's not enough, Rob. Rob's only broken away by 0.6 here, so it'll be interesting to see what will happen here. But thanks to everyone who is watching at the moment, as you can see. Oh no, up to a second now, so he has pulled away a bit, but not a lot. Rob at the moment here hasn't, but the gap's staying at a pretty much similar pace here. It at the front was 6.5 a second ago, it's now 6.3, so it's coming down, but not quickly. To everyone's liking, and as we were saying, the closest battle is still Rob and his teammate Surge, so kind of died down at the moment, the race has.
Yes, it's quite a dying stage at this point. But at the end you will have someone who will go on for another set on the mediums against if you want all the hards, especially pretty much at the back of the grid from P8.
Indeed, so yeah, as you can see here, Rob's now right on his tail of Surge, but he does have a 3-second time penalty just come in, so as they go over the Anderson Bridge, now they do. I don't know what Surge will do though. Do you think he will let him past, or?
I would say yes, but as there's a big pace difference, but I think also Rob needs a bit close, so we'll see what they're gonna do. Knowing Ferrari in real life, they'll do a team order, but this one we don't really know.
They could be in a game party to get having a chat, but they might not be, so. As into the pits comes Cassidy. This will be interesting to see what he goes on to, and so does Rob, and so does Cobalt. As Cassidy goes on to the mediums again. What about Rob? Goes on to the softs. Rob does.
Pretty bold.
So he's probably doing a medium soft medium maybe, or just medium soft soft. That's gonna not be good.
But I don't really get why you would want to put on a soft tire in a two-stop strategy in the middle of it. It doesn't make really sense. Because in the 5 or 6 lap you need a bit again.
Yep. Will indeed.
As the heart of Nadim is now coming into play and he's building a gap out to Ebony. And the hearts are really not coming into play of them. Gap was 6 seconds, is now 5 seconds. I think we'll see McAtin around the 20th lap of the race.
Indeed. So yeah, no real battles at the moment, but there you go, look, Cobalt, fastest middle sector of anyone on his outlap here, I think this is, so... Oh, and he gets a 3-second time penalty in sector 3 there.
Maybe gets too fast.
Yeah. Maybe there was a tiny bit there. But the gap has come down now, it was 6.2, it's now 5.2 between Mackett and Nadim. So Mackett will have to pit again because he's on 9 lap old mediums. It's just a race of tyres, that's all it is really. As Nadim is hunting down his team is SAF1 of a person from SAF1 who's now coming into the last corner, and look at this, there's the gap you can see just exiting the screen, now going down to the last corner he comes now does Nadim. Let's just show you that there's Nadim here, and that little dot that's just turning into corner 1 now and going out is your race leader. Let's have a look and see then what lap times the guys who've just come onto the tyres will do, because they'll probably do some quick lap times here. But that's about it really, there's nothing else much to report at the moment. As Martin, who races on yesterday, says, just had a barbecue pulled pork pot noodle, highly recommended. Very nice. That's the level we've got to, I tell you.
Yeah, maybe you have to talk about something differently, because this race hasn't really got the side-by-side action we usually have in Gp2.
No, but Rob... Sorry, carry on.
Rob says the fastest lap on the softs, as expected really.
And he's closed in to 1.4 seconds now on the back of Cassidy, so he's going to try and get past him, but he literally only has like 3 or 4 more laps on the tyres.
Hey, I see something. We have rain.
We do.
It is raining now. Can't this spice up some things?
I wasn't thinking we were expecting rain today, but maybe the drivers were. Or maybe the drivers thought it was going to come near the end of the race today, but...
And this will be the ultimate dream scenario for Mackett.
Will it... The question though for the rain is, will it be enough rain to go onto different tyres or not?
Well, I hope for Mackett it will be. Nadim will hope that it stays like it is. I remember last season when I was in Gp2 we had also these conditions, but it was not damp enough to go on to the inters. That was quite a tricky situation. That was staying for half of the race.
Yeah, we'll have to see if the game puts DOS disabled, so if the game does that, that means it's definitely not good enough for intermediates, but it doesn't look that bad rain at the moment, so yep, rain is coming now, as you can see as we go on board with Mackit. It's on the camera. Will it be wet enough though to go on to the intermediates though? That's the only question we've got to ask ourselves.
At the moment it's not, but knowing the rain, it can come fast or it can come very slow, or it doesn't come at any time. But let's keep an eye out for that.
Well, if it's any consolation, on our windscreen at the moment we have about 8 or 9 drops of rain, so, and a water droplet going across the screens. That could be looking like we're going to get. Oh, we can see it now. We can see it now from the sky. There we go.
It's really coming down heavily now.
Yeah, heavier than it was. We have a sector 2 off.
Oh, yellow.
So who's
That's
that?
Rob.
Maybe its tyres are going. Maybe it is wet weather. I don't know. It doesn't look wet though on the circuit yet.
And Rob has lost half of his front wing. Cobalt is now into the points. But I think Maggot is just playing a very big gamble for the race win. James circles into the pit.
Let's see what he goes on to. It could be intermediates, but
yes, it is Inters.
It's a bold call because it's not wet. I don't think it's wet enough yet, but we'll have to see.
Oh, it's getting wetter. Oh, and Nadim is closing in heavily on Maggot. Sayed is following them, and the rest is behind. The rest is following James in for the Inter. So I think it's a changeover point.
Yep, there you go. Look, the screen is looking quite damp off the side there of them. I think it's
yellow
again. Oh, it's Nadim. It's Ibeni. Has spun it
Ibeni.
Oh, Ibeni, yeah.
Luckily he's ghosted.
Now he gets back going. But yeah, it's weird because the track's not damp, but the rain is coming down quite heavy. There we go. Now it's disabled. So we do have the wet weather now, everybody who is watching. So we'll keep an eye on this for you right now. But James is the first one to go on to the tyres, so we'll check the lap times from him.
This is going to be a battle. And even he retires on the track. He crashes out.
Where is he retired? Did he crash himself out, or did he crash deliberately, or was it just?
I don't know, but he is out. That's something we can confirm.
Let's have a look, because here he comes. Then does James down the long straight? Now he goes to when Nibeni crashed out. Let's have a look. Oh, he just went straight on into the wall. Now, I don't know if that's him just because he didn't have enough brakes because of the wet weather. You won't. I don't know if you'll know, but you know.
Well, I don't think he would have retired because of frustration, because he was still in 4th position. But yeah, he loses big time.
He does. He does. But yeah, here comes James and across the line. What's the time going to be? We'll check this next lap. As Mackit is now second because Nadim pitted at the same time.
I think Mackit had a 5-second penalty to serve.
That makes a bit more sense now. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on James's tyres. He'll be the first one to give us a respectable, fastest flying lap around here. He will. He'll be the first one on up to speed tyres. There we go. That's what we like to say. As he breaks up now, so he's 3 seconds slower. This is than his normal time. So that just shows you how slow your soft tyres are around here. It does. It is here. So let's just have a look at James's time then. There's no raw battle at the moment. There isn't. All we have at the moment is a 2-second gap is the closest, which is Cassidy. Other things we could talk about. There is football on at the moment, but we'll leave that for another day because it's football. But you know. Oh, Chris is out. I think.
Oh, yellow! Oh, that's Chris retiring.
Don't know. He retired in the pit lane, so there we go. Let's see what James does though as he exits the chicane now.
Oh, Rob has lost it! He lost it on the traction and he lost a bit of his front wing.
Let's have a look, see what James does then. It's a 54.9. So that's the quickest we've seen so far in the wet conditions.
And again we have a SAF1 top 3. Like last week.
We do indeed. Let's see what Serge can do. 57, so pretty quick, but not quick, but not bad. Chris now decides he's had enough and don't want to watch anymore, so off he goes. But here comes Storm, a 55. So Storm's pushing, and must be good in the wet. It doesn't, to me, this circuit doesn't look wet. There's parts that are still dry. But it is wet, so I shouldn't say that though, should I? But you know.
Well, it is wet, but that's the difficulty around Singapore, that it is a night race, and at a normal track you can see the clouds, and you know when it's gonna be raining, but that's just Singapore. It's just a special thing on the calendar where it's just the difficulty is higher.
Indeed. As Mackett crosses the line now and starts his next lap. He's got the gap down though, from 5 seconds to 4.7, so
Yes. And just to have a quick championship update, as it finishes like this, and Nadine will take over the championship from Quentin by 9 points. There's only 1 point between them.
he will indeed. As there is still a battle going on circuit to try and see if he can close in Mackett here on the Nadim. I don't know if they've done any wet practice around here. But let's see if they have.
I think most of you don't really do wet running. Mostly you put on a wet setup, but mostly in most races it is dry, and if you can have a half setup, half dry, half wet, you're a good winner in setup terms. But
agreed.
I think also when you see when you come into qualifying, you see that the race is going to be raining after 20 minutes, 45 minutes. You mostly go for the dry setup, and it's only just a bit of surviving really. Oh, we have a yellow. That is James. James has lost his front wing. Probably made the mistake on the braking and has to pit, but oh, it's pretty close to say it in terms of his pit window.
And when you go on board with him, you can see it now. The circuit is fully wet now, so there is a tiny bit dry line, but I wouldn't risk it. These tyres now can last you to the end, so as James now pits to get a new front wing.
In yes.
As Mackett must... Sorry, quickly, carry on.
I think James will be close between him and Storm. to carry on in what you want to say.
Yeah, let's just have a look and see if he is. Yeah, he'll be close to Storm, I think. Storm comes out of the last corner now, so yeah, it'd be about 2 or 3 seconds away from Storm. He won't be that. Oh no, Storm passes him. But no, what I was trying to say is Mackey must have made a mistake or something because he was 4.7 seconds behind last time around, so he must have made a mistake. But he's closed it back down now to 4 seconds, so. Tricky to see what happens here, but could be another Nadim win. Probably will be, as he comes out of the last corner now.
I'll take a look onto the penalties. Nadim has 1 penalty, and Mackett is 3.
Ooh, yeah. Mackett Maven. Well, if Quintin can pick up a bit of speed, he could still potentially get a third.
Quinton has only 1 warning, so he just needs to bring the car home.
Indeed.
Quinton and Sheard are the only drivers without a penalty. But the gaps are not close enough to make a difference in the penalties. James Megan's move for P6 are Storm pits. That's maybe why. Oh, Storm goes for the wet tires.
Is it? It could actually be for wets now because it looks like it's chucking it down out there.
Yeah, he's going on with somebody. Well, Storm can make a difference because he was quite close between James and Sayed was also not very far away. If you can make a difference on the wets, you can have a good momentum coming into the final laps.
He will, as we're on 26 out of 31 right now. And just tell you, if you are just joining, it's Nadim in the lead, Mackett second, Quintin third, and Frederick in fourth, and Serge in fifth. Serge's done alright actually this race, played it quite safe, but getting a 5th position will be great for him, so it should be good.
Yes, and if you just search in, you have also missed quite a big accident between Chris and Senna when it was Chris turning in on Senna, so that was something that could be looked on for the stewards.
Yep, it probably will be, as there you go, look, we can see it now. It looks like a very bad storm coming over the circuit right now. As you can see, and will he actually do anything? Because I don't know if Storm's actually going to make a storm around the circuit, but no, he's been lapped. Storm has now officially been lapped.
That doesn't really help the kind of undercut strategy.
No. Be interesting to see what happens here. If you were in the position of, say, one of the drivers, would you risk it and come in?
Well, if you have nothing to lose, yes, maybe why not? But if you're in positions for the top 3, I think you should then follow what the rest does around you and not do something stupid.
Nibeni says, sadly, I couldn't get the car slowed down, went straight into the barrier, couldn't avoid it.
Oh.
So, yeah, Nibeni just said he went straight on and couldn't brake quick enough or couldn't slow down. So maybe because of the wet circuit, maybe.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate thing. I had it also last season around here, and if the car just doesn't stop, then you are just a passenger in your own car. That's the same what happened to him. So it's very unfortunate for him. I think he will also lose big time of a big point for the championship, but we still have a lot of races. Next race is in Russia, and then he can maybe get the points back he lost today. So
maybe he can. We'll have to wait and see. And Russia's a tricky, tight circuit again, like a street circuit. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. As we're about to finish 27. So we're halfway around 27 now. We are. As Rob gets another penalty, so it's 20. Got 5 to go. After this, we'll have 4. Will we? Yep. No.
Doesn't been the most spectacular race.
No, but it's been a one where Nadim has done what he needs to do, I think, and win this. But look at this, though. As I speak, James has closed the gap down from 3 seconds to 1.8 seconds. He does here. And he's lost a bit of his front wing, but that may affect it. But I don't think it will at the moment. But he's still on the back of Serge, though, so can he get through? Do you think? Probably.
Well, Shea doesn't have the pace of the others. So let's see if the damage does affect James.
Well, the gap was 6 seconds, right? The gap was, 2 seconds. Now it's gone up. It's gone down again to 1.4, so...
Shea does no front wing damage, so he's really struggling around the track. In both conditions.
Yeah, he probably is around here. But yeah, he's closing down to 0.7 now, so it could be a good run here with just putting a bit of the overtake on and could get through.
And that's the only battle we have at the moment.
It is indeed. As we start 4 to go now, we do, so... Should be nice to see. But let's see then what he can do then as he exits last corner now. Puts the... Let's see if he does. Just I'll put it on for 10 seconds. Yep, puts on the overtake, but takes it back off as he heads into corner 1. Let's see if he can get past Serge here.
And looking into the ERS, Jay has got a lot of ERS to spend, and James has got a lot less, so that could be something important for the end of the race. As Maggot goes under the 4 seconds, if he just can make a second, then he wins the race, but also has to look out for track lamps as he's on 2 warnings.
Yeah, he will have to check for that, but let's see what James can do. He's 0.9 behind, but he goes a bit wide. Does that cost him? No, it doesn't cost him anything there, going a bit wide. As it just feels like the wind's slowing just a tiny bit, but not enough to go off these tyres. We're on lap 28 out of 30 now we are. I mean 29 out of 31, sorry. As your leader of the race exits last corner now, he does. Well, not last corner, sorry. I do beg my pardon. I'm looking at the wrong car. Sorry. Keep getting mixed up. But anyway, James is about to come into the last couple of corners as they go underneath the grandstand in a second. They do. But it's great to see, though, this race. It's been a good way. I think it's for the minimal overtakes we've had. It's been alright, really. As James now going to try and go down the inside of Serge here. He's 0.3 behind. He will want this move done on the start line straight or the next long big straight. Let's see what he can do there. It's that front wing, I tell you, because Serge on the straight there pulled away.
Yes, and it's also using the overtake mode in the on the straights. And the overtake is so powerful that you can more defend your position.
But here goes James then, probably use it. Let's check if he is. Yep, overtake is on. Nope, off it goes. And he wasn't using it that time then for half that straight, so.
Also to notice in terms of penalties, and Sawyer will get this one because he doesn't have any penalty and James has 6 seconds of penalties. So the positions will stay the same. Also if James will make a move. But if he wants to make a move, he needs to do it quickly as we are on the penultimate lap.
We are. Where's your leader though?
Oh, Nadim has really found time. He pulled out a second.
They're about to go into corner 8 and 9 at the moment. They are, so now into 10. I think they're in now. 11, 12. Yep, into 10. Gonna have to see what happens in a second. You will. But out. They've literally got about 4 corners to go. Then they'll cross the line, and that will be it for the race. So out comes your leader now. He's got 7 corners, well 6 corners to go, and he will be starting his last lap. He will here.
Oh, we have a yellow. Oh, that's Cassidy going out of the way.
It is, but here goes James then as they head into corner 3. He's going to go side by side here. He's got the run here. He has, and they are side by side. No, they're not, but he's got the run.
James is getting the better traction out of the corners, but it's the front wing that's holding him off. But really maybe make a dive on Chariot. Not for now, but has to do it on the next lap. They are on lap 30, but the race leader is on the final lap of the race.
He is indeed. He now starts corner 4 and heads his way now. I would say the race leader is about maybe 10-15 seconds behind this battle we're looking at. So it's not that bad at the end of the day. James is still looking though to get this move done on lap 30.
Oh, it goes for a dive! But he touches to the side of Chariot, but that didn't help James anything.
He's lost time with that. He was 0.4 behind. He's now 1.1. So, but it looks closer than that on actually in my look. But we'll see if that's what the game says anyway. So we'll take what the game says. But it's been a comfortable race for Nadim. If Mackett just can get that 1.3 seconds, he will be winning the race. Mackett will, but. It's going to be interesting, but let's head back to Serge and James very quickly as they exit the last corner. Now they do, and the flag will be ready to say last lap for them, or board, whatever it is. As James now is still 1.2 seconds behind, so I think that's sorted now. It is, but up to the leader we go then, as he exits the penultimate corner, and it's Nadim who's going to win this race. Nadim, here he comes, wins the race there as the fireworks go off. Mackett in second, and third, as we have to wait about 20 seconds here, we do, for Quintin to come over in third. Pardon?
Almost 30 seconds to wait for Quintin.
Oh yeah, almost 30. But here he comes, and out of the last corner he comes now. And Quintin will take your P3 in the GP2 race here. He will. So thank you all for watching. We will have hopefully some interviews in a minute, maybe. As
Yeah,
Frederick
only
now.
five.
Okay. So Frederick now out of the penultimate corner to the line. He comes there and takes the P number 4. Let's just see what Serge and James are going to do still, because they're still battling away. They're halfway around the circuit. They are here. There he is, Frederick.
So it has it covered. So we maybe see a last corner dive. No, James didn't have the car in the right direction.
Here it goes then. So it's Serge 5th. James has a penalty, so he'll stay 6th. Just waiting for Cobbolt. Here he comes. And that is your race done, ladies and gentlemen.
Cobalt got up to 6.
Very nice.
But I will invite the top.
Let me just have a look at something very quickly. It's nothing to do with this race, but still. It doesn't say at the moment. Great.
The top 3 is invited, so that's pretty easy if the top 3 have almost the same name.
They do indeed. Nearly have the same name, which is quite good. Hello. Let's just wait and see. So here we go then. It is, as you can see here, Nadim winning the race, Mackett 2nd, Quintin 3rd, then it's Fredericks, Serge in 5th, then it's Cobalt 6th, James 7th, Cassidy 8th, Storm 9th, Rob 10th, and then your non-finishers were Chris, Ibeni and Senna Martins. They were there indeed. So we're just waiting for the timer to tick down. Fastest lap was by Rob, a 1:39, I think that is. Yeah, 39.5. So I think the top 3 are in.
Yes, they are.
I think, are they here? Well, we'll just wait a second and then I'll hand it over to you, Robin, and let you do it. So, yeah, over to you then.
So let's start off with our race winner, Nadim. First of all, congratulations with your victory in the streets of Singapore. When it was raining, were you worried that you have Mackett in front who still have to make a pit stop?
Yeah, firstly, thanks a lot, Robin, and congrats to the other guys too. They drove really well. I thought I was on a better strategy because I thought, yeah, obviously Mackett would probably have to put if it stayed dry, but yeah, I wasn't sure when the rain would come, and yeah, like it slowly came down, but it wasn't quite wet enough for the Inters. And just as I caught up to Mecca, then yeah, it was basically the change of weather. So yeah, I knew it was gonna be a bit of a struggle from there. Luckily, I think he had wind damage, so I jumped him in the pits, and then yeah, it was just about keeping it consistent and trying to maintain a gap because I knew I had a 3-second penalty. So yeah, heart was beating quite fast those last few laps.
Yes, and after this, when you have taken over the championship lead by 9 points over Quentin, so that must be a very good feeling going into Russia.
Yeah, Quentin's a really a really fast driver, so yeah, I think it's the first time I'm leading the championship, and it's my first win in SFR. So yeah, couldn't be more happy with today.
So congratulations with your win, and we'll see you next week in Russia.
Thank you.
We're now coming over to Macket, our second place driver today, and Macket, you were going for the soft to start on, and was planning on a two stop. But did you start on the soft? And then we're going to be to gamble, prepared when the rain comes.
Evening, guys. Well done to the team, firstly. Yeah, I saw the weather and I thought, start on the soft, start medium, and race is coming in. And it worked because the pit stop for Inters, I was ahead of him, and for some reason I got held up for 5%. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a glitch or something. I got held up, and yeah, he was the overall quicker driver, so well done to him.
So in two races you got 43 points, I think. So you're pretty much the driver in form coming into Russia.
I wouldn't say the driver in form, but yeah, it's been a good first two races in this league. So
Yeah.
So congratulations on your second place, and to finish off the interview, so we'll go to Quentin. Quentin, you had a very very quiet end of the race, but bringing the 50 important points for the championship must be very important.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't quite happy with my pace during the race. I did struggle a little bit with pace, and that first lap was chaos. It wasn't a good first lap, so I feel I lost out a bit there. But anyway, I managed to catch up a bit, and unfortunately, my teammate crashed out in front of me. I think he deserves this P3 more than I do, but I definitely take the points, and it's very important for the championship going forward. And well done to Mackett on second place and Nadim. He was very quick, and he deserves the win.
Yeah, just a quick question from me. Were you? I know you know probably the rain was coming, but were you expecting it to be as soon as it was, or?
Yeah, I was hoping for it to be a light drizzle and not wet enough for inters. And then I was also hoping that that Mackett needed to pit for his second stop, so that I could catch up or possibly jump him. But the first two laps with the rain was okay. Then suddenly it just got very bad, and immediately DRS was disabled, and that's also when my teammate crashed. So I wasn't expecting it to be that bad, but it changed quite quickly.
And there's also the second SAF1 podium in a row, so I think these three are at the moment the fastest three. But we'll see next week in Russia. So James, I think you can finish the stream. All over to you.
Okay, but quickly, because we forgot to Quintin, are you looking
Yeah,
forward to Russia?
Oh.
yeah, definitely. I definitely like Russia a lot. It's probably my favorite street street-like circuit, so I really enjoy it, and hopefully I can also get a podium there.
Okay. Well, thanks again for the top three, and thanks again, Robin, for being here.
No problem.
And we'll be back next week at Russia, as Robin just said. So, from all of us here, join us tomorrow night though for the division for GP1, where we'll be back at this circuit to see what the weather conditions will be like and what the race will be like. But from all of us here at GP2, it's goodbye, and we'll see you next week. So goodbye.